Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're joining me for this explainer on hospitality negotiation. Now, whether you're a student just starting out or a seasoned pro looking to sharpen your skills, what we're about to cover is absolutely critical. We're going to dive deep into advanced negotiation, a skill that, let me tell you, doesn't just close deals. It builds the entire foundation for long-term sustainable success.
This quote right here, this is the key to everything. We have to fundamentally shift our thinking. You see, a truly successful negotiation isn't some kind of battle over who gets the lowest price. Not at all. It's a strategic conversation, one that shapes partnerships, drives that all-important repeat business, and really defines how your hotel is seen in the market.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through a 5-part journey. First, we'll redefine our entire goal with the art of partnership. Then, we'll get into the foundation of preparation. From there, we'll tackle the in-the-moment skills for mastering the conversation, learn the tactics for executing the winning strategy, and finally, we'll look at what happens beyond the handshake.
So, what is our real objective here? I mean, really. It's not just about filling rooms or booking a conference space for a weekend. The real goal is to create genuine, mutual value, something that satisfies your client's most important needs, while of course protecting the profitability and reputation of your hotel. You know, this means the whole conversation has to go so much deeper than just the room rate. We're negotiating the entire experience, right? The terms, the service levels, maybe some loyalty incentives, and all the unique value that only you can provide. And that's how you build a partnership that actually lasts. It's the difference between a one-time sale and a client for life.
Next up is our foundation, preparation. And let me be clear, this is arguably the most important stage of them all. Why? Well, because most negotiations are won or lost long before you ever even walk into the room. Real success, it starts with doing your homework.
Look, a well-prepared negotiator is a confident negotiator. It's that simple. Following a blueprint like this one lets you walk into any conversation with total clarity and a real sense of purpose. It all starts with intelligence, then understanding the landscape, thinking ahead, and knowing exactly what unique value you bring to the table.
So, what does gathering intelligence actually mean? It means you need to become an expert on your client. What are their biggest challenges, their real pain points? Who's the person that really makes the final call? And what does their booking history tell you about what they value? Answering these questions lets you build a proposal that isn't just attractive, it's deeply personally relevant to them.
Okay, so you've done all your homework. Now it's time to master the conversation itself. This is where that human element really comes into play, and it's where the best negotiators, they just shine by building a real connection and a true sense of understanding.
Now, this slide is fantastic because it highlights such a critical contrast. I want you to ask yourself, are you a vendor or are you a partner? A vendor, they're just focused on price, on closing the deal, and moving on. But a partner is focused on providing real solutions and building a long-term, collaborative relationship. And trust me, that mindset shift is a total game changer.
You know, the #1 skill for any true partner is active listening. And this isn't just being quiet and waiting for your turn to talk. It's about hearing the subtle cues, reading between the lines, and really understanding what the client's unspoken needs are. When you show a client you genuinely get it, you build trust, and that opens the door to all kinds of creative win-win solutions.
And in our global hospitality world, we absolutely cannot overlook cultural competence. A direct yes or no might be totally normal in one culture, while another might prefer a much more indirect approach. Understanding these little nuances helps you avoid major misunderstandings, show respect, and ultimately build much stronger global partnerships.
Okay, so we've prepared, we understand the conversational dynamics. Now let's get tactical. Let's focus on executing the strategy, the part of the negotiation where we actually structure the deal and manage that classic give and take.
This is the crucial question every single negotiator faces. The client asks for a discount or an extra perk. What do? The temptation is always to just give in to close the deal. But remember, that's a vendor mentality. A partner has a strategy.
And the golden rule is this: never, ever give a concession without getting something of equal or greater value in return. It's a strategic trade-off. It's about give to get. As you see here, maybe you offer a room upgrade, but you do it in exchange for a higher food and beverage spend. You add value with extra services instead of just slashing your rates. This is how you protect your bottom line and reinforce your value.
Now, executing this strategy requires some pretty persuasive communication. It's a bit of a balancing act.
You have to be assertive enough to protect your hotel's interests, but diplomatic enough to keep the conversation collaborative and positive. It's all about confidently stating your position while making sure the client feels heard and respected every step of the way.
When you're ready to close, precision is everything. Don't rush it. Walk through every point of agreement one by one. Restate the key terms out loud. Get that verbal confirmation. Does that sound right to you? And then clearly outline exactly what's going to happen next. A structured close like this prevents any future confusion and just solidifies the client's confidence in you.
Now for our final section, and it's a stage that, honestly, is forgotten way too often. The negotiation doesn't stop when the contract is signed. In a lot of ways, it's really just beginning.
Think about it. Fulfilling your promises flawlessly. That is part of the negotiation. Following up to make sure they're happy. That is part of the negotiation. This is where you truly solidify that trust and turn a one-time agreement into a real long-term partnership that brings in business for years to come.
I want you to picture it as a cycle, not a straight line with an end point. Closing the deal is just one point in this ongoing loop of service, follow-up, and nurturing that leads directly to the next business opportunity. This is how you maximize the lifetime value of every single client.
So how do you sustain this? How do you build a reputation as a true partner? It really all rests on these three pillars. First, operating with absolute unwavering integrity. Second, committing to continuous learning, analyzing every single negotiation, win or lose, for insights. And finally, measuring your performance with real data to see what's working and where you can get even better.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. As you get ready for your next client conversation, I want you to ask yourself this simple question. Are you aiming for a quick, transactional win, or are you laying the groundwork for a valuable partnership that could last for a decade or more? The choice and the strategy is all yours.